Sports betting brethren, hey, bring it up, and thanks for stopping by today. I am Boyd, and I'm a data analyst with oddsjam.com. Now, OddsJam is a betting tool that you can use to help increase your mathematical profitable wagers. And today I'm going to be talking to you about Tipico Sportsbook. Tipico Sportsbook is here in Colorado. I'm in the Denver market, and I want to cover that as a review, start to finish, and tell you all you need to know about Tipico Sportsbook. So let's get going. All right, guys, let's get started on Tipico Sportsbook, and going to do kind of a review real quick, go through some highlights and some information, and then I'm going to open up the account here and talk to you more in depth about just how you would place a bet and go forward. So, real quick, a little bit of background. Tipico was actually established in 2004, and it has become the most popular sportsbook in Germany. And so it's obviously very, very big in the Europe market. And they launched their first sports book here in the States in New Jersey, actually in 2020. Here in Colorado, it opened up in August of 21. And that's just currently the only two states that have Tipico. So obviously it's very legit, very strong. They partnered with Ocean Casino and Resort there in Atlantic City. So if you're in that market, in that area, that's where you'll find their brick and mortar, and they have some headquarter offices in Hoboken, New Jersey. So, again, definitely legit, definitely solid. They do have a sign-up bonus of $750 risk-free to bet when you open up an account, and that can be a little bit different from state to state from what we understand as they go forward. But again, for example, if you bet a money line bet, say on the Steelers at plus 200 for $750, and they win, they would pay you out the $1,500. So if that game happens to not go that route and you lose, they would replenish the $750 with site credit. So that's how that works there. They do have some small bonuses if you don't do the deposit bonus, and so that can be anywhere between $5 and $20. But again, something that you want to consider for that. But they have some odds boosts and customer requests. So if you have an interesting, strange bet and you email them, they will actually request or honor that request if you have a strange one that you want to put in. So that's kind of interesting, something different there. This is a app only, so they do not, and you'll see here in a minute, they do not use the laptop. So it's definitely something you want to use on your smartphone. Again, it's pretty easy to download and get signed up. They do use ACH or e-checks, credit cards, and most all, PayPal, Apple Pay, all the other basic, payout and withdrawal methods. So all the major leagues, all the bet types, you have a reward system, but again, the majority of all this is going to be communicated through the live chat and the phone and email that you have set up. So we're gonna go here and show you. Here we go. We have Indiana, Ohio, and Iowa coming up next, it looks like. So we're going to go here and show you how to log in, just how to get signed in. And I've already gone through this earlier, so we'll take a look here. When this opens up, you would actually choose the state, and then it'll open up here and we'll go from there. All right, you can see you can do a couple of things from the laptop, from the home computer. Again, though, in order to wager, you'll want to download the app and go from there. So they've got some QR codes and things like that to make that a little bit easier. But here are some other details you can find out about the site using the laptop. But again, predominantly always through the mobile. So that's kind of interesting. Couple other things to touch on here, guys. The promotions, they do have a promotions tab. You can hit that, and you can follow some of their different promotions on Instagram. And also they have a blog that they talk about the inside edge with latest picks and things, and certainly using OddsJam is going to help you in that regard. But you can go through and do all your settings and things to the left here on the laptop. I would tell you that basically the sports betting is done, again, all through the app, and it looks very, very similar as far as the layout to USA Today. USA Today and Tipico have a very close correlation, and you'll see they're tied to the USA Today as far as their lines. So that's kind of interesting. And again, that's another place you can identify their lines and kind of what their market's doing with Tipico. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up as far as Tipico. Again, Tipico Sportsbook here in Colorado, New Jersey, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio coming soon, and I'm sure Arizona. But I want to remind you to add that onto your portfolio of sportsbooks to use if you're in those markets. And again, it's nice to have that on the phone app along with the rest of them. So if you have any questions, leave it down below. If you have any feedback, we'd love to hear from you as well. And I appreciate your followership, listenership, and we have more reviews of more sportsbooks coming up ASAP. All right, guys, hopefully if you're in the Colorado and New Jersey markets, you've enjoyed this content to know what's out there for you. I want to remind you to get over to OddsJam and oddsjam.com to take advantage of the initial trial basis, some of the promos we have set up, and let them know that you saw this on the Tipico Sportsbook video with Boyd, and we're happy to answer any questions you might have. If you have any other sports you want me to review and go through and check out, leave that in the comments below as well. So we appreciate your feedback, and I love building this community.